Part 2, here we are. We're at the Canaan Loop, the Canaan Loop, the Canaan Loop, however you say it. It's Canaan, but they mispronounce it locally. So this is part 2 of hitting the Canaan River Valley. We're going to be out here. This might end up being after dark because we are running short on daylight. As you can see, the sky is turning gray. So it may end up being a rainy trail. It may not. Suits me just fine. After the day we've had already at Canyon Rim, give me water, give me mud, I don't care. I'm feeling pretty good about myself and pretty good about the Defiant. So we're gonna stop talking and we're gonna hit the trail, but before we do, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. That does help the channel. It does help me make future content. And while you're at it, look in the description down there. There is a link to my PayPal account for the gas and tire fund. That 100% of that goes towards putting gas in the Defiant. And believe you me, that is freaking expensive right now. So without further ado, we're gonna hit the trail. Welcome to part 2 of our Canaan Valley series. Now we are on the world famous Canaan Loop. Okay, it might not be world famous, but it's definitely popular in the region. The trail is popular for good reason. It's not terribly difficult. I'd rate it at about a 3, depending on how much it's been raining. And at 14.5 miles long, it's the perfect length to go out there for a day trip. It's not going to keep you out there for 8 or 9 hours. You can expect to complete it in 3 or 4 hours, depending on how much sightseeing that you do. The trail has a few scenic water crossings, and for some reason this guy felt the need to park right in the middle of one of them. I don't know what that's all about. But hey, there's a chance to see Taylor. She's the one that's frequently behind the camera on all these videos. I can tell you this, the trail was definitely wet today, and that is fine by me because my favorite trails are the wettest ones. While you're at it, this would be a great time for you to hit the subscribe button. If you like what you're seeing so far, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. It helps me out more than you can know. Okay, real quick, we'll talk about trail maintenance. One thing the Canyon Rim Road and the Canaan Loop, Canaan Loop, however you say it, hasn't had is a lot of litter. People in Virginia and West Virginia seem to be pretty good about taking care of their trails. If you watched my video from last month where I went to the New Jersey Pine Barrens and Wharton State Forest, that place was trashed. It was clear that they didn't care about the place. There was litter everywhere. Haven't seen a lot of that here, and I usually don't. That being said, it wouldn't be a trail outing without a random Bud Light can. Well, I passed no less than 7 or 8 other Jeeps on the way in here. Sweet looking Jeeps, great guys. Any of them could have stopped and picked up the litter. When you're out on the trail and you see litter, clean it up. One thought I'd like to add to the issue of litter is it's one thing to take some alcohol along for the campsite, but there's no reason to have it in the vehicle while you're on the trail. If you need to drink while you're on the trail to enjoy it, you're part of the problem.
please don't drink and drive on the trails. One thing I've been asked about this trail is how narrow does it get? Well, here you go. It gets a little narrow, but it's definitely not as bad as some places like, say, Big Levels. Okay, in some places it's almost as bad as Big Levels, but not quite.
That's pretty much all she wrote for the Canaan Loop, or the Canaan Loop, or the Canaan Loop, however you say it. I don't know. We're actually only about halfway through it right now, but the rest of the trail is pretty much just the gravel road that you see here. We ran it in reverse from what most people tend to run this trail. We were running a little short on daylight because we got tied up at Canyon Rim Road, and so we came in from the north end of the trail to hit all the good stuff first. If you do come out here to the Canaan Loop, to the Canaan Loop, I'm gonna stutter that pronunciation every time I say it. Usually, if you run it south to north, you're going to hit the easy stuff first. About half the trail is going to be gravel roads, and then it's going to start to get interesting. Today, we ran it in reverse. We hit the interesting stuff first. We're going to go ahead and say our goodbyes now while it's still daylight, because we still have a lot of gravel road ahead of us. It's a great trail. If you're out in near Davis, West Virginia, I highly recommend it. It's the second time I've run this trail, and it is one of my favorites in the area. Before you click on to the next video, which is hopefully one of mine, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. That really does help us grow the channel. That does enable us to get out here and shoot more content. And while you're at it, look down in the description of the video. There is a link to our PayPal account. That is the Gas and Tire Fund. Keeping gas in this beast, it's not easy these days. Anything that you contribute to that account is muchly appreciated, and 100% to what is kicked into that account goes towards putting gas in the Defiant. The Human Torch was denied a bank loan today. Before we call it an evening, I do want to give a shout out to the unsung hero of the day. A lot of what we did earlier at Canyon Rim Road, especially in that washout area, would not have been possible without the unsung hero. The unsung hero of the day is the General Grabber X3. I am not in any way sponsored by General Tire, although General Tire, if you're watching, I would love to be. As I said earlier, this is my second set of X3s on my second vehicle, and I cannot praise this tire enough. The tire is amazing, and it enabled me to do some things today with this Jeep that, quite honestly, I didn't know that it could do. So I have to give a shout out to a quality product. Again, I'm not sponsored. They're not giving me any money. I just really freaking like this tire.
With the technical portion of the trail over now, it's just about the sightseeing, and there were still lots of sights to see, and we were determined to get them on video. People have asked me why I've never really shown an interest in traveling internationally, and I always tell them the same thing. How can I have an interest in that when there's still so much of this country for me to see? We are truly fortunate to live in a country with as much geographical diversity as we have. Whatever it is your interest is, I highly encourage you, go out and see it. The time that we've spent in the Canaan Valley this weekend has been some of the most fun that I've had off-roading in a while. I hope that you've enjoyed these videos as much as we enjoyed making them. If you have enjoyed these videos, please click the like and subscribe buttons. It helps us out greatly. Until next time, this has been Defiant Offroad.